So it is a week on since I went to Bristol. Still no news as such yet about the verdict of the results. However, I did have a phone call this morning from my recruitment officer, basically asking how I went and making sure that obviously I attended and all that. And yeah, just checking up, making sure I'm all good, like. But yeah, no news. Oh, that just blinded then. But yeah, it is another Monday morning. Oh no, it's afternoon now, innit? Oh, starting late on this one. Um, and yeah, I say there's so much to say. I just sort of made it. I can't remember if I've ever actually made a point about my Clio. So I'm gonna go in the car and we're gonna talk about my car. Although before we leave, I'm trying to decide whether I want to wear a hat or not. And to be fair, hang on, because there's a picture of Noah here. I'm learning. I'm trying to figure out, like, do I pull it off? Like, do you know what I mean? Do I pull it off? I tell you what, the attire is not matching. I got an Adidas, like, shirt, and then I got, like, tracksuit bottoms, and then this jacket. I mean, eh. I mean, maybe if I swapped to jeans, it would probably look alright, but I ain't swapping to jeans. But I kind of want to wear this jacket. I've not worn it for a while, and it feels. I think it goes. I think the white suits it, and the hat. It's just the trousers. I don't want to. Can I be honest? I have got jeans. I'm gonna go change. There we have it. We have the bomber jacket, just a white Adidas shirt, the hat, and then some unironed jeans. Yeah, boy. I don't know why I'm getting so dressed up for. I know to some people this is not gonna seem like it's dressed up, but for me, this is dressed up. Do you know what I mean? Because I usually just chuck the first thing that comes into my line, my eye line. You know, if I just see if I see a shirt in the wardrobe, I'll have that, and I'll have them trousers sorted. However, I do have a limit, and if it's too creased, then yeah, I am not wearing it. But I just found a gem. Yeah, I do have standards. I mean, these jeans, they are creased, but they sort of like creased in places where you wouldn't really notice it, if that makes sense. So that's what I can deal with. If it's creased to the point where like you'll see it when you're just standing still, kind of thing, and there's like there's an obvious crease, then I'll be like, yeah, no. Anyway, enough about fashion. Who cares what I'm wearing? Let's go sit in the car and talk about the Clio, like I just said. Although, just to finish off the fashion segment of the video, I will be wearing some white, or were white, no two ways. And they are getting a bit dirty on the back, because I have been wearing them quite a bit recently. But the thing is, I've been looking after them, and I barely wore them. And I feel like it's time to start wearing them a bit more, because they have just been left in the box. Oh, Jesus, I didn't realise how bad they actually are. Look at the state on them. I mean, it's not the worst. This left shoe, I quite literally stood in a puddle that turned out to be like that deep. Not literally, but yeah. Deep enough to just, my whole foot just went in and drenched the whole shoe and basically turned it grey. So, that was fun. But yeah, they're not my most expensive pair of shoes anymore, so it's like, you know, and I have got another pair of no two ways as well now, so although they will be getting looked after because they are like a limited edition. They were literally released on April Fools, and they're purple, and I love it. Ooh, that went dark. I don't know why I was so surprised about the room going dark, considering I literally just turned all the lights off. But anyway, I am now sat in the car, and I would also like to also point out that doing all this, dressing up and wearing what I'm wearing, is definitely not cut out for this weather. I don't even know if it, yeah. It's raining. It has been for the past couple of days. I have no hood on this jacket, so the only protection for my head is this hat. But it's a woolly hat, and well, I say woolly hat, but, you know, Sideman hat. My mum's just going up to the house, so 1 second. Yeah, so I literally just sat here waiting because I was gonna give my mum a lift home. She asked me this morning to. I was waiting for a phone call to go down and pick her up, but yeah, I just rang her real quick and I was like, okay, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I am not dressed for the weather whatsoever. The weather is shit, but I guess, you know, we move. At least we'll stand out in a crowd, won't we? Everyone else wearing their raincoats and all that. A bit like the bloke who wears shorts, but at least I'm not wearing shorts. Why would you wear shorts in this weather? But yeah, so what I wanted to talk about the Clio for is because this car has just undergone huge repairs. Best turn that down. So I've had a new gearbox and a clutch, and then whilst the car was in for them repairs, it also had some advisories, and those advisories were the ball joints, suspension ball joints, which I suspected anyway, because every time you fully lock the steering wheel, you just hear this knocking. So I expected that anyway. And then there was also an advisory for the handbrake. Handbrake needed adjusting, and in all fairness, I didn't realise how bad it actually was until they actually sorted it out, because the handbrake was literally coming all right the way up, like you could not lift it up any higher, and even then it would just about hold it. So I knew the handbrake was bad anyway, but like I said, when they repaired it, literally 2 clicks and it's done. The handbrake looks like it's still down even though you have lifted it up. That's how bad the handbrake was, and honestly, that blew my mind. That shocked me massively. So yeah, whilst they was adjusting the handbrake and everything, and obviously adjusting the brakes, the rear brakes or whatever, it turned out that there was some problems with the rear brakes. So there was like a bearing that was like stuck to the shaft or whatever. I can't remember what they were saying, to be fair. So they essentially had to like order new parts and all that for all the rear brakes. So essentially the car needed more work than originally expecting. One of the things I did ask them to do whilst the car was in was obviously where I crashed the car back in January, and I've got a new bumper, headlight, all that. There were a couple of like the fog light bracket, a clip was broken off it, so they wasn't able to put that back on. So I had a new part that's now been placed in. I asked them if they can put that on, which is something I would have done had I had the space and the time to do it. Same as the mudguard as well. And last but not least was the indicator. So I had not last but not least, I did have a tyre pressure sensor as well. The fault. So the sensor inside the tyre wall or wherever, I fucking know where it goes, in the valve, was fucked, I guess you can say. But yeah, the indicator then. So where I had this new headlight was like missing this connector, or I don't know what you'd actually call this one part, but there's something in the headlight that was missing. So when you put the bulb holder back in, so obviously connect it all up or whatever, it still just didn't work. And I'm not too pleased with what they, you know, it works now. They've done the job, so I can't complain. But I just don't know how I feel about this. So they've basically had to get some wire and basically like drill into the back of the bulb holder, I guess, and put the wire through and just connect the bulb up that way. So, and this wire runs straight off the battery. I'll have to like pull over somewhere and show you. Like it, honestly, it looks like a botch. It is basically a botch job, but in all fairness, it's probably the only thing they could do unless they ordered a new headlight, because obviously, like I said, for whatever reason, that headlight just was missing this one connector thing. So yeah, I can't fault them too badly on that, to be fair. And like I said, it works. I'm just glad it works, because now when I indicate left, it's no longer clicking rapidly. It is a nice steady pace of clicks. So oops, big bump there. But yeah, so I'm just going past the garage now as I speak. Is there much else? I think that is basically it to say about the car, to be honest. So this car is now in full working order, other than the fact it does need a service. I have got that light on now, and I have got the MOT coming up now next month, so but I'm gonna buck them in at the same time. So I'll buck the car in for a full service, ask them to change the oil and everything, the glow plugs, because the car has done over 100,000 miles, so I would like to get some new glow plugs. And yeah, this car should be smooth sailing for the next 10 years. So that's about the Clio. I would now actually like to talk about the Nova. But before we do, I just want to demonstrate this handbrake. So literally, that's it. And before, it would literally come up to like here. So that, to me, is ridiculous. That's crazy. Right, so back to the Nova. Or, well, not back to the Nova, like, but talking about the Nova. Not much to say, and it's not bad. Obviously, I'm pretty sure I made a point in one of my previous vlogs about being a bit indecisive about whether I want to keep the Nova or pass it on to a new owner. And the thing is, I now have an incentive to keep it for a bit longer, because recently, I say recently, it's literally yesterday, there was a car meet, and you have to bear with me with the location, because it was at a crematorium, which I know it may sound quite weird for a car meet. I thought so as well, but I couldn't knock it because it was the crematorium where I seen both of my nans off. It was the place I said goodbye to them, I suppose. So I was quite gutted. It just so happened that I picked up a shift yesterday, so I couldn't actually attend it, even though I sort of knew about it last minute anyway. If I had more notice, obviously I would not have taken a shift, and I would have, or even if I had a bit more notice and I had time to actually turn around and be like, oh, sorry, I can't actually do that shift. But the reason I'm gutted is obviously, I don't know if I've actually said on the channel, but that Nova, I basically bought it 2 years ago, back in 2022, after I lost both my nans. And there's no real connection to my nans for the car, I suppose you can say. I don't know, it depends on how you look at it, but for me, I literally lost them with not even a month. I literally lost my one nan on the 20th of March, and then my other nan then passed away on the 18th of April. So literally 2 days shy of being a month. So understandably, it was my first major loss when I lost my first nan, and then the fact that I lost my other nan barely a month later. Yeah, so I always wanted a classic car. Now this is going to sound like I'm going completely out of context here, but I always kind of wanted to have a classic car. I always wanted a classic Mini. I have now seen how common they are, and I'm a bit, yeah. I would still love to drive one, but yeah, anyway, but I did see during this time, I did see the Nova for sale, and it was literally up the road from where I was, probably about a 10-15 minute drive away from where I live. And it was a Vauxhall Nova, like I said, and the fact that my first car was a Vauxhall Corsa, I thought it was only right for my first classic car to be the ancestor of my first car. So it was, and I don't know if you will see, it's all starting to line up. So I went and viewed the car, and yeah, I loved it. I loved it, and obviously during that time of which I lost my nans, I loved it, and I was happy. I was a happy chappy. So it was sort of inevitable that I would have to have the car. So again, coming forward now to yesterday, where I missed the car show, because obviously it would have been such, I feel like, I don't know how I would have felt, but I feel like it would have been such a great day, despite it being shit weather. I don't know, but just, I think having the car at the crematorium for a car show, where I see my nans off, and that was the reason why I bought the car. Do you know what I mean? It does all connect. I'm not the best at describing it, but I think you can see where I'm coming from. So I am gutted I missed it, but that's the incentive I've got now, because I'm hoping in future they will hold another car meet and I will attend it, and I will, well, I'll hope it's on a day that I'm not working already, but if so, I will put a request in and just go. And then I feel like when that day comes, I think that would actually be a nice send-off for the Nova as well, because obviously the last car show that I go with it would be the crematorium. As to, do you know what I mean? It's like there's another way to see it, to say goodbye to my nans and the car. I don't know if that's making any sense. So that's the incentive anyway, if you can make a sense of what I was just rambling on about there. I'm just kind of want to get that Nova sorted now. When I took this Clio in and I picked it back up, the guys at the garage, we were talking about my Nova, and I did say it needed welding on the rear arch and on the door, and they gave me 2 phone numbers, which I haven't rang them yet, but 2 welders to, you know, obviously ask and get a quote from, I suppose, and get it back into condition, you know. So if there is another car show, I want to make sure my Nova is ready, and I would love to have it in all its glory, fully, well, not fully refurbished. I haven't got that much money, especially after spending it on this bloody car. But yeah, I'd just like to have it in a nice, presentable way. I can't think of what the word was. For that day, if they have another one. So yeah, that was a longer ramble than I expected it to be about the Nova. But there is a few more bits now that I would like to go back and talk to about the Clio. First thing is, I would like to point out the botch wiring. So you got literally the wire connecting straight from, well, connecting to the negative, and there's the indicator look, and then obviously connecting to the rest of the wire. And then the next thing, which is now completely different to what I was talking about, is the fact that where I said about this car being like good to go for the next 10 years, mechanically, yes. Aesthetically, no. Because as you may have saw then, I don't actually know if I did, I wasn't paying attention, but the bumper and the wing are still not matched to the colour of the car from where I had the new bumper and the wing. So I will need to get them resprayed, which I think is now the next thing for this car. Well, no, the service and the MOT is the next thing. The next major thing would be the respray of the car. Thing is, everyone seems to like the colour of the bonnet, not the bonnet, of the bumper, which is just this primer grey. So, like, obviously, where they made the part and they've put the primer on it, so it's ready for the paint. Everyone just seems to love that colour. And the thing with me is, I want to respray the whole car, so I don't want it black. So, is there any point in me respraying the bumper black and the wing black just to then get it resprayed a different colour in the future, potentially? The other thing is that I also want to get a body kit on the car. I want to get a new bumper anyway, um, a new rear bumper. I want to. I want to get the headlight. What do they call them? Eyebrows? Do they call them eyebrows or eyelids? I don't fucking know. Things go on the headlights. Basically, I want to do the car up aesthetically. I don't care about performance. I just want it to. I want it to look like it is. But at the same time, I don't want to be associated to that car scene. Like, do you know what I mean? But I just miss the days. I say miss the days as if I was there. But like when you go back and you look at Max Power and everything, and you look back in the early 2000s, you see all these cars with the car kits and everything. And back then, that's what it was about. It was about the body kits and everything. It weren't about performance like it is these days. Everyone's like saying, "Oh, cars are seeing these rear lights and all that, and they're putting all these high performance cars." I don't care. Someone out there cares, but I don't care, and I don't know why it pop up on my TikTok, to be honest. But I just want to go back to them days. I would like to just get my car with a body kit and make it look quite cool. Um, and like I said, I don't care about performance. I just want it to look cool, and I'll be happy. I had to quickly cut that bit off because I am getting a low storage. Bloody message pop up again, and in all fairness, I don't have much else to say. I don't think it just randomly seemed to cut off. I feel like I just interrupted myself like straight blank, like quite like blunt. So just wanted to point that out. But I'm gonna try and clear up some storage now. Didn't really record much from that last clip when I was talking in the car. I can't remember what I said in it now. I should have gone back and watched the footage. But from that last clip, we basically went to Cumbrawn. Well, where I went to Morrison's because I went to pick Morgan up. But I was there early, so I just decided to go and park in Morrison's car park rather than McDonald's. So then, come home, pick Noah up, and then we went to Cumbrawn, and well, I had to get him some wellies, so got them, and then we went to Burger King. That's pretty much it. And then we come home, and I just crashed, tired. Hence why I'm now finishing this in bed because I only just remembered to actually finish doing this. I mean, it's been long enough anyway of me just talking about the cars anyway. So, you know, I guess you sort of got some sort of decent vlog, I guess. I don't know. But I'm going to end it now. I'm back in work tomorrow, so no video tomorrow. And we'll see what happens on Wednesday. And then I'll do another video on Wednesday. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm going to go chill out, as I have been. And I'll catch you in the next video. So goodbye for now.